Hey, friend Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, peanut butter and chocolate? What's not to like? Dragon's Milk Reserve Peanut Butter and Cocoa Nibs is a 10% Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout from New Holland Brewing Company in Holland, Michigan. My chronicles with peanut butter beer are well documented at this point. Most recently, I tried another peanut butter beer from New Holland. That one was called Peanut Butter Poet. And while I found it did have a good peanut butter flavor, there just didn't seem to be enough peanut butter for my taste. I love peanut butter. It just didn't hit the mark 100%. As you can see, I'm back for round two, and this time it's New Holland's Dragon Milk Reserve, peanut butter, and cocoa nibs. So let's take a look at the label. We'll get it into a glass. But first, I'd like to thank my executive producers, Ryan Barry, Eric Latowski, Brian Kramer, Zach, and Cam Freeman for helping to bring this review to you today. If you'd like to become a producer, help out the channel, and maybe just buy me a beer, take a look at my Patreon at patreon.com/draft_therapy, where you can get early access to these videos, exclusive patron-only live streams, and a few other special perks available only to patrons. So we're going to take a look at the bottle here. I'm going to start at the top. It says New Holland Brewing Company. I always start from the top. But the thing that I found the most interesting, and the first time that I can remember since Solera and possibly Triple Mash, this is a 10% Dragon's Milk. Not even Dragon's Milk Reserve, just Dragon's Milk. Generally, they are 11%. And this one is the 2021 Reserve 1 release. Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout with peanut butter, cocoa nibs, and natural flavors. If we turn it around to the back, we have the brewed and bottled by New Holland Brewing Company, LLC in Holland, Michigan, all that information. And then it says Dragon's Milk Reserve 2021 Reserve 1. This reserve is a rich and nutty take on our legendary Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout. Waves of smooth, velvety flavors wash over your taste buds to conjure the familiar taste of peanut butter cups. Aged in select bourbon barrels for 3 months and finished with massive amounts of real peanut butter and cocoa nibs, our latest reserve is an indulgent experience that is sure to satisfy your sweet tooth. Alcohol 10% by volume, dragonsmilk.com, and then the government warning, the New Holland Brewing Company logo, the new redesigned one with the windmill, and the independent craft beer logo. This was bottled on January 27th, 2021. It is February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day that I am recording this video. So this was about 2 weeks ago this was bottled. I did have a bottle last week. Unfortunately, it broke, so I scrambled, and thankfully it was restocked around me, so I was able to pick up another one. Yeah, so 10% is kind of odd, I think, considering all the regular Dragon's Milk are 11. I'm going to use my Dragon's Milk glass here, so I'm wondering if the 10% is going to affect the mouthfeel, if it's going to maybe make for a thicker Dragon's Milk, because the most recent Dragon's Milk have been so thin. I think Stroopwafel may have been the most recent one that wasn't like on the thinner end. It was actually had a bit of a thick mouthfeel. Even I think last year's Triple Mash was a little bit thicker than the year before and before that. So let's go ahead and we're going to crack this. First, we're going to take a look at the cap here. It has the dragon, the white dragon on the top. It says Share a Legend on the top. And yeah, that's on all the Dragon's Milk bottles now. It has that dragon scale on the label, which I think is a really cool touch, and I'm glad they switched over to it. So let's go ahead and pour this. I didn't take a nose. I was talking about it too much. So pouring this, I can see it is brown. Browner than what I would generally expect out of a Dragon's Milk. Nose on the bottle. Wow. I mean, it definitely smells like peanut butter, like a peanut butter cup. Getting a lot of peanut butter on the nose. It almost has like a bit of a coffee kind of aroma too. And pouring it, as you can see from the overhead, which I'll be showing, the head kind of came and went. I think at the height, it maybe had a half a finger, and at this point, it's really just encircling the rim. There's not really much of a head. There's no head to speak of at this point, but it was kind of lighter. So if we hold it up to the light, it's opaque for sure. It does have a bit of a brownish kind of hazy hue around from what I can see, the sliver on the bottom of this glass. It's not super thick looking. So, and I can actually see the top of the dragon logo here. If I look at the beer, like through the edge of the glass, I can actually see that. So not high hopes for a thick mouthfeel, but we're going to take a nose on the glass and I'll try it out here. Yeah, I'm getting the peanut butter on the nose on this too. I feel like on the bottle it was a little bit more pronounced. So let's go ahead and just try it out. Cheers. Okay, so the mouthfeel is actually not as thin as I was expecting. It does have a bit of a it does have a bit of a kind of thicker quality to it. It's not necessarily, it actually is almost borderline syrupy. It's like got a syrupy kind of quality, but it's like it's syrupy but it's transparent at the same time, which is really just kind of an odd combination to me. So the first impression on the mouthfeel, I'm going to take another drink and give like a more detailed kind of analysis, I guess, of the flavor. But on that first drink, it had a lot more of a bourbon kind of characteristic than I was expecting. A little bit, it's almost like it's, I mean, you know, obviously it's Dragon's Milk finished with peanut butter and cocoa nibs, but I feel like it's more of a just Dragon's Milk with a little bit, like almost the same kind of bourbon flavor and then just another flavor in there. So try it again. Let's do a little bit more details, do a little bit more justice. I'm getting a bit of the bourbon kind of flavor profile. Um, okay, so I just recently tried Peanut Butter Poet, and unfortunately, I don't have another Peanut Butter Poet to compare these two, you know, against each other. And I don't want to make this a video about Peanut Butter Poet versus Peanut Butter Dragon's Milk, but I can tell you Peanut Butter Poet had a lot more peanut butter flavor. You know, I just picked up a lot more on that, on the peanut butter kind of flavor than I do on this one. On this one, I feel like it tastes a lot more just like a Dragon's Milk, like a regular Dragon's Milk, run-of-the-mill, regular variety Dragon's Milk with a little bit more of a bourbon kind of characteristic. And there is a sweetness in there as well. I don't know if I'm going to say that it is a peanut butter flavor though, and I don't pick up on peanut butter flavor super well in beer. Beers will say they have peanut butter flavor in them, but I generally don't pick up on that. For those of you who don't know, I usually get more of a peanut dusty flavor, so you really have to go over, like above and beyond for me to really pick up that peanut butter flavor. And I just feel like this, as I'm talking, there's just like this sweet kind of syrupy feeling going on in my mouth that's not really peanut butter. So let's go ahead and try it another time here. All right, so I guess on that, after I took the bigger gulp, I kind of let a little bit of a quantity swish around in my mouth, and I do pick up on the peanut butter now, but I feel like for as touted as this is about being a peanut butter and cocoa, so a peanut butter and chocolate Dragon's Milk, I just feel like that peanut butter flavor that's there is just so buried. It's so deep down under there, and the bourbon flavor that's in there is like a little bit, it's more pronounced than even general Dragon's Milk. And I feel like, you know, it's like they poured peanut butter liqueur into this. It doesn't it tastes more like that, like you combined a peanut butter liqueur. Like I've had peanut butter whiskey before, and it tastes more like they added peanut butter whiskey into this than peanut butter was added to Dragon's Milk. Maybe as I keep going on, I'm getting a little bit more. I'm really interested to see what the temperature is on this. Generally, I'd like to drink a stout to get all the kind of full flavor at between 50 and 55. It's kind of settling down here. It is just barely above 50 degrees. I have it at, it started really kind of stopping at 50. This is 50.4 degrees Fahrenheit. So I should be able to get the full kind of, you know, flavor of any kind of peanut butter, anything in there, but I'm just not getting all that much. And I'm wondering, I'll leave something in the description, in the comments or description or something kind of, I'll leave it as the first comment. It's kind of saying as it warmed up even more what I picked up on. And I don't doubt that they put peanut butter in this, in Dragon's Milk, but I feel like as these reserve varieties come out more and more from New Holland and the Dragon's Milk brand, I feel like it's almost more of a gimmick. Like they tell you that they put all this stuff into it, but I'm just like either not getting the flavor or I'm getting just a little bit of it or I'm really searching to get it. Um, I guess as it's warming, I'm getting more and more drinks. I'm getting a little bit more peanut butter. It's kind of like stepping up a little bit more each time. But I can tell you, even though I don't have a peanut butter poet here to compare against them, the last time I drank one was last week on last week's videos. I can tell you I would take a peanut butter poet. If I wanted a peanut butter beer, I would take a peanut butter poet any day over this Dragon's Milk peanut butter and cocoa nibs. I just feel like it has more of the peanut butter flavor. And to say that I'm disappointed with Dragon's Milk peanut butter is a bit of an understatement. I just wish it had more of a peanut butter flavor. And I feel like at this point I'm really grasping to even get the tiniest bit of peanut butter flavor that I'm getting out of this one. All right, friends, that has been the newest Dragon's Milk Reserve and the first one for 2021, peanut butter and cocoa nibs. Have you had this beer before? What did you think? Am I way off base? And are there any other barrel-aged stouts that you're looking forward to this year or maybe just this season? Let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, if you like beer, you might want to subscribe and click that bell because I'm here talking about beer twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's all for free for viewers just like you. And you might miss your newest favorite if you're not subscribed and getting those notifications. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by. Remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries wherever they are, and most importantly, don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.